Hello, this is my director's proposal. So, I don't really know how I am going to, how I'm starting this or anything, but I guess I'll just go straight into the first bit, I guess. Identify my own needs as a director and how this will influence my work in this project. So, the medium that I've chosen is screen as my performance medium because when I progress to university, I'll be doing a course specifically on screen acting and films and stuff like that. So to enhance my skills in that and in directing it and all that and a bit of editing and stuff, I chose it as this piece because I thought it would be perfect for it. Style practitioner. For the short film, I've chosen Stanislavski. This is because he uses naturalistic acting, and I want that for my short film. One, because it's a film and it should normally be like naturalistic, and I'm thinking of it being just normal naturalistic. And I want to show that the events in the story can actually happen in real life. I don't want to like over dramatize it because I want it to seem real because it is the sort of thing which can actually happen in real life. Because then, if it seems more real, you'd feel more sorry for the person, and then you'd learn more. If it was like over dramatized, people wouldn't take it seriously, and I want people to take it seriously. The stimuli which I have chosen for my short film is the Banksy graffiti about CCTV. The one which is One Nation Under CCTV, that one. The reason why I chose this was because I saw the opportunity to make a piece on being watched. So at first I thought it would have been like a person being watched in their room and start to like notice it. So like they'd notice that they are being watched and like weird things are happening. But then we changed it a little bit to a person watching someone and then recording like explicit scenes of them. So I'd just say like a video. Obviously, you wouldn't see that specific video in the film, but it'll be said, and so people will understand that it is an explicit thing of the girl getting changed because we'll just do a little video of her throwing the clothes that she was wearing onto her bed so it shows that she's got changed. And then it'll like pan into the camera and show that he's watching her getting changed. And so then he'll say about a video and she'll be like, oh my god, and stuff like that. So it will be clear, obviously, without actually seeing the video. And at this point, he uses this and uses her anxiety with social media and anything getting out or anything going wrong or stuff like that. He uses that and blackmails her to do 5 tasks for him. If she doesn't do these specific tasks, he will post the video online and everywhere and get it to everyone, all her family, all her friends, and the entire school that she goes to, and make sure that everybody sees it. And that would literally just be her worst nightmare. And so that's why she does the 5 tasks. And he said that when she's done with the 5 tasks, he would delete the photos and videos and he will leave her alone. So she agrees with it and starts to do the task as they get progressively more difficult. Difficult and something you would not want to do. So it gets harder for her to actually want to do it. So what about stylistic qualities of said practitioner and what ideas to apply these in performance? So one quality Stanislavski is creating believable characters, which is good for me because I've been wanting to show how realistic the scenario is. And it will help send the message to say safe online because if the character is believable and it's in her situation, the audience will feel sorry for her. Because if the character is not believable and it's like, well, that's not going to happen, is it? Well, if it's a believable character and it has enough emotional content in, people will feel sorry for her and start to believe it and believe that it actually happened. And that they wouldn't want to be in her shoes, so it gets to the point of the story across, and the whole thing. If it wasn't believable characters, then it would seem more like a joke than informative film. What are my visions for the piece? This is a big one. Including the plot. So my main vision for the plot is blackmail. That is the main theme of all of it. What like blackmail is and what it can do to someone and how someone can use it against someone else. So, a 37-year-old man on the internet hacks into this girl's camera and takes explicit videos and photos and makes her do 5 different tasks before she deletes them. So, if she doesn't do it, he will do it, and so that makes her do it. Saging, it is a short film, and because of like lockdown stuff, we have to film in our own houses. And I made it all set in Nora's. So the Nora is one of the main character, and we all made it set in their own house. So except for a few times when they go outside and like the street and stuff, it's mainly just in the house. So it is quite easy for the actors to record, and different ways how I can show that two people are in the same house without being in the exact same house is I'll do like different scenes. So let me explain. So just say this right here. This is Natasha's room. So this is the main character's bedroom. And then here is Lottie's hallway. So this is in Natasha's actual bedroom. There's a door here, and then this is going to be Lottie's hallway. So this is in Lottie's house. So at one point, Lottie walks up to the door and listens through the door. So the camera will follow her behind her, and then it will go like it's about to go through the door and stop recording. Then the recording will start again on the other side of the door, coming into Natasha's room. So it looks like the camera went through the door, and it'll make it seem like this just went straight through. But it's actually a different clip, because one of them is in Lottie's house, and the other one is in Natasha's house. But just with that, it will make it seem like they are in one house. And obviously, there won't be scenes where there is scenes where they are together, but they're obviously never on the same clip. And I'm not doing the crappy like editing two pictures together and put them like right next to each other. It will always be like switching from each look. Maybe if that's like switching from their perspective, looking at each other. But I don't want it to look crappy. I want it to look more professional. I definitely want it to look like that. And then the other character, which is Matthew's character, he's in a separate house. So, and they never really meet until the end, and then they still never come into contact. Well, except from right at the end. But we never see that exact bit. So, the characters that we have 3 casted characters. There's a few which will just be like voices of different people. Like I'm going to do a voice of a policeman because I can just record a quick voice over. It's only a few words, and I'm the director. I can put my own voice in there because some directors make their own characters for themselves, a little one. So I'm going to be the policeman. You won't actually see me, but I'll make like a little scene of just seeing the feet. So, and you'll hear the person say police and stuff like that. But we have Nora, who is the main character, who is the girl who is getting blackmailed. We have Jay, the 37-year-old, who is blackmailing Nora. And we have Delilah. Delilah is Nora's sister and is the one who's being there and trying to help her get out of it. So Nora is she's fairly popular, and so she has quite a lot of people on Instagram and stuff like that. But that makes her more insecure about it because everything she posts has to be perfect, and she has to make sure that she gets loads of likes and loads of different things on there. And so if anything bad was posted on there, like an explicit video of her, she would quote unquote die. Jay, he just takes enjoyment in ruining people's lives, basically, and so he just made friends with her, acting like he was the same age as her and all that on Omegle, and then basically backstabbing her and making her do all these things. And eventually at the end they meet up, and yeah. And Delilah, her main role is to be there for her sister and to try and figure out what's going on, why is she doing these things, what's suddenly happened to her, why is she changed. Because obviously she would have changed a bit because she would have been angry at herself and everything that's going on. So there are times when she tries to help her and make her change, basically. The different themes. So the main theme, as I said, is blackmail, but also emotional trauma and like verbal abuse. Because throughout the film, Nora will get more and more emotional and scared as the tasks get like worse and harder and more risky, but she has to do it because of blackmail. And there is multiple times when she says no to doing it, and so Jay gets angry at her and is just threatening her and like shouting at her, and just he threatens to leak the videos and stuff of her. And throughout, he's talking to her like she's basically his at this point. She has no control about what's going to happen. She has to do what he says. And so basically, he's talking to her like that. Like the day after she finds out, he's saying, "Oh, good morning, beautiful," and stuff like that, and she can't say anything about it because he basically owns her right now, and it just gets more like creepy and stuff, and it just gets harder and harder for Nora to take it. So the structure of the film is fairly simple. So it just starts with Nora meeting Jay and find out he's blackmailing her, which is basically like their little intro sort of thing. And then it's go through the 5 tasks, which is just set up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, obviously, and with like short little scenes in between, and up until the final task, which is the end of the film. So it's quite clear like how the film's gonna go because it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the final one. I just think that makes it quite clear, to be honest. Characterization. For characterization, Nora is a teenage girl who's insecure and addicted to social media and would literally die if any explicit videos of her got out. Like I pretty much said before, I've actually said all this in the section about the characters. I'll see if there's anything else which I haven't said. Yeah, so Delilah starts to notice differences in the way how Nora's acting. For example, obviously, when Nora punches Delilah in the face, that's not a normal thing. And then when Nora steals from her parents, Delilah finds her and is like, "What are you doing?" So we start to see her trying to care for her and help her out up until right in the end when she's like, "Where are you going? Why have you left home? What's going on?" Yeah. Jay is, as I said, 37-year-old man. He's very creepy, and he's pretty much messed up in the head. He can't like think like a normal, rational human being. With the atmosphere, at first the atmosphere is light-hearted and funny. It seems like it's going to be like a little comedy with the chats they're having, and it's like all jokey, like with some memes. I've added memes in there because I want to add memes in there because it's just funny. Obviously, some people won't understand the memes, but then it's like a little film inside joke where only my generation would get it. Because to be honest, this is kind of made for people my age because it would less happen for like older people. It's more likely going to happen to people my age. That's why I know that anyone who would actually watch it and relate with the film would then be able to relate with the memes because yeah. And then we get the twist with the blackmailing, and it's like, oh, that well then that happened and stuff like that. And it gets more and more tense throughout until Jay becomes nice. It's like an earring nice. It's like a okay, he's being nice now. What's gonna happen? Is she fine now? And he basically says that she's done, and even though there is one task left, and so he says the final task is easy, and that she will like it. But at that point, you think that was going to be about the end, and then the police show up, and it's like, oh no, that's not good, and so the tension rises all the way up as it like starts to fall at the end as Nora runs away from home because the police are there for her, and then it finishes at the end with a specific thing that happens, which you shall find out. and then that will be the end. I haven't decided whether or not to do a news report. If I have enough time, I'll do a news report. Lighting. So lighting is going to be a problem because it's likely that all of our actors are going to be having different lighting because they're going to record themselves. But to us, if it's in a house, the lighting would be different wherever anyway. And the only sort of lighting changes I'll do is if the scene is at night or if the scene's at day, because then it just makes it more atmospheric and more to the plot of the story with the timing. With sounds, to be honest, the only really sounds which I'm going to add might be some music. That's pretty much it. Or like different like typing noises or something like that, which I can just edit in for extra effect. Obviously I haven't decided on these sounds yet. I'll just look through and see if any fit in, and just to try and make it just seem a bit more realistic and better. And with music, I think it just helps create a mood with like the tension and just it building up and it being like it just always helps a film out and to make it more entertaining and more gripping, I think. With set, it's mainly just going to be in as a normal house, so it's going to be a lot like what it is already, because it's just set in their own house. So they won't really need to change much set as to what they already have. And for Jay's set, it's going to be really easy because it will be in a dark room, so you won't actually see any of his surroundings. So if done right, he won't pretty much have to have any set except from like a laptop. Laptop will be props. Props should just be things like mobile phones, cups of teas, bottles, Hoover, and just household things. So these things will we're not really using any props except for maybe just like a Hoover or just stuff like that. It's just really simple things which can just easily just be grabbed and then there you go. Costume will be basically normal everyday clothing for teenagers, so they can decide what they want to wear and they can decide what they feel suits their character. And except from Jay, which is he's going to be in basically full black with like a hoodie like over his head, just to make him seem a bit more, like suspicious and a bit like, ooh, mysterious. But yeah, to add to the effect, because it's over multiple days, this play or film, sorry, they will change their costume each day, and I'll make sure of that. The piece is set in the present day, when people are relying on their phones and social media. Sorry about that. How will I manage the performance and production roles within my team, and how will these be prepared for? So, for this piece, because the actors will have to take control of their filming their own scenes and their own costume and lighting and everything, because I can't obviously sort that out for them because I'm in my own house and they're in their own and we can't meet up. I can give those sorts of roles to a single person for themselves to sort out, and obviously I can help them and help them decide on which is the right thing to do and so on and so on. This is because we can't meet up in real life, obviously, so we cannot sort out each other's costume. But we can talk in like our group about opinions on what the costume should be, or the props, and basically just everything else. However, I have assigned two of them the job of making a poster. So they'll talk and design it and ask me if it's alright, and then one of them will make it and we'll put it online and people can see it. And then we can probably get people to watch our film. So they are sorting that out currently. Yeah, I've also given the role of warm-up person to Lottie, because I know that she has lots of experience in this and she'll be able to do it really well and be really efficient at it. So I'm kind of lucky that she's in my group. The skills that needed to be successful in the project, and how do you plan to meet these with production prep? One main skill that has become apparent is time management when in lessons, because there is not much time to practice. We are in lessons, so there isn't much time to practice and film the short film. The lessons are mainly us doing our own work. Also, I will have to edit the film, so I have to make sure I leave myself enough time for that after filming. But to make this easier, we will start filming as soon as possible and start getting scenes done so we can focus on others. And also, I'll be able to start editing once I get a few scenes. Also, another skill I need is to be able to direct and control my actors by, not control, advise, and you get what I mean. My actors are making set plan for the lesson. I'm guiding them through and making sure we do as much work as possible, and I will also, need to be able to give my actors feedback to help them improve their characters and as actors overall. I've also made a production schedule, which I just need to edit along the way just to change a few bits up. This will help them be more organized with their piece and understand what's going to happen in the next few lessons and how to time manage themselves. Another skill I need is to direct. Oh, no, I've already said that one. I also want to improve their screen acting skills because there is less opportunity for screen acting than other styles. And so they need all the practice they can get in their skills. So their skills in acting are varied. They can do different kinds of acting jobs in the future. Because if they are just focused on one, they will basically won't be able to do any of the others if the opportunity comes around. Resources that I think I will need. To be honest, because a lot of the stuff which will need to be done, like with resources and stuff, will be the actors. So they will have to sort that stuff out. For example, the lighting and getting people to record them, because I don't want them just placing their phone down, like just placing it down and then recording it in a fixed position. I'm making plans with specific camera angles and the camera moving around as the scene is going. I don't want them to just place it down and just go from there, because that won't look good. So each of them will need someone to help them and move the camera for them, or else it won't look as good as I want it. Things that I need, it would be a good editing software, because a lot of the work, except script writing and directing, will be up to the actors. But I need a good editing software so then I can make my performance seem as professional as possible, because I want it to look really good. It's not just about the story, it's about what it looks like to me. What skills have I developed through previous projects to support me now? One main thing I'll be doing is editing the short film, so I can use my editing skills, which I've gained from doing trailers in previous projects and stuff like that, to make and I can make my short film look as good as it would if we were all together and had much more resources and proper editing software. So unfortunately, I don't have a proper editing software. I can't get a free one on my laptop because I would have to download it. So I'm going to have to use my phone. But I think I found a good one, so that should be all right. And if we were all together, we'd have much more resources and be able to communicate better, and everything would just be a lot easier. But unfortunately, we don't have that. Also, my leadership skills, which is I have been getting from the recent projects this year, and I can use this to refine this skill and improve it, because I'm basically the leader of my group, because I am the director and I'm making all the ideas and plans and everything, and I need to properly guide everyone and help make my performance the best it can be. Two skills that I will focus on developing through this project is the directing skill would be I'll focus on my leadership skills and guiding my actors through the project and assisting them with anything they need or any problems that come about, and to use my problem solving skills with this to make sure the project goes smoothly. And the acting skill I'm going to use is my physical skills. And when doing physical theatre scenes, which I know which is in Rose's piece, I can use this skill to try and portray as best as I can the emotion in the scene with my physicality and to take feedback and improve on it as much as I can. So that is the end of my director's proposal.